Yo guys, what's up? Today, as you can see, we went ahead and joined up with old Team Magma, and our leader Maxie's got us doing a Camerupt set. His Camerupt wasn't exactly up to snuff, if you know what I mean. I mean, you guys battled it. It wasn't exactly what you call difficult to beat. But anyways, we're doing Camerupt today, so we're going to be doing two Camerupt sets. One's going to be a bit more offensive, and the other one's going to be a bit more defensive, but they're going to be similar. And with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the first set. So we're going to start out with the nature. Here's where you have two options, really. You got either modest, which is what I recommend normally, or if you're gonna be using him on what do you call them? Trick room teams. That's what they call them. Then go with quiet. Camerupt works really well on trick room teams because his speed is so incredibly low that, and it gets even lower when he mega evolves. So those are your two choices. Quiet for trick room team, modest for regular team. And as far as the EVs go ahead and max his special attack, max his HP, and throw your extra in special defense, and you're good to go. Well, let's do the item first. Item, you also got two options here. You either want to be running Cameruptite, so he can Mega Evolve, of course, which upon Mega Evolving, he's gonna get this nice stat boost, as you can see over here. He loses speed, like I said. Both his defenses get a nice boost. Special attack gets a nice boost. Attack gets a boost, but we don't really care about that. But, you know. And his HP, I don't think his HP gets a boost. Yeah, it stays the same. But, you know, either way, he gets some nice boost. If you don't want to Mega Evolve him, I'd say your only real choice here is Life Orb. Life Orb's a good solid choice. You know, boost your moves. You'll be taking a bit of recoil, but it's alright. But for the most part, I recommend Cameruptite, unless you just, you know, don't want to use up your Mega Slot with him, or if, you know, well, the lower tiers, Camerupt's still in the lower tiers. Camerupt's not super high on the tier list. So, I don't know. If you don't want to waste the Mega Slot on your team, that's all I can really think of. Or if you just want to play a little different Camerupt, you know, because Camerupt, or Mega Camerupt, is probably going to be generally what you see the most. So, I mean, if you want to play a little different, there you go. As far as his ability, we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way too. Magma Armor is kinda useless, because you're fire type, and you're going to be using a fire type move, and that's going to unthaw you anyways. So, you know, it's kinda useless. Anger Point, super situational, it's never going to come up. Especially since we're going to be Mega Evolving almost instantly, so it's only going to be working on the first turn when you switch in, so that's not going to help you. So, Solid Rock's what you want. It'll reduce some damage. Help you take, you know, that first hit that you switch in on a little better, assuming that it's super effective. So, onto the moveset. We're going to start off with some stab options. As you know, since Camerupt's a ground fire type. We're going to be doing a fire move and a ground move. As far as his fire move, I'd say go with Fire Blast. It's a good solid choice. 110 base power, 85 accuracy, 10% chance to burn. You know, it's a good solid choice. However, if you want to be running, you know, maybe double battle or something, then, you know, Heat Wave is always a thing. It's always a thing. It's always there. Heat Wave, great option. 95 base power, but it's got a little higher accuracy at 90, but more importantly, it hits both opponents in a double battle. That's the important part. So, Heat Wave if you're going double battles, Fire Blast otherwise. As far as his ground type move, you're gonna want Earth Power. You know, 90 base power, special ground move. It's great. Oh, one other thing I didn't go over. When he Mega Evolves, he gets Sheer Force. That means any ability with a secondary effect gets negated, but it gets 1.3 damage multiplier. So things like Fire Blast has a 10% chance to burn. It no longer has that 10% chance to burn, but it gets a multiplied by 1.3. So that's a damage boost. It gets quite a bit stronger. Same with this. It has a 10% chance to lower special defense. It no longer does that, but it gets a power boost. So that's, honestly, in my opinion, a lot more. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's a lot more useful than the just 10% chance, because it's only 10% chance. It's not going to come in handy very often. But that power boost is going to happen every time you use it, so this is a lot more reliable. As far as other move slots on him go, though, Camerupt's got some access to a lot of nice support moves, so I recommend, honestly, running on this slot either, hang on, Stealth Rock, that's what I was looking for. Either Stealth Rock or Stealth Rock's great. I love Stealth Rocks. But you know, you could also opt in for a status inflicting move such as Toxic, or I think you can also get Will-O-Wisp. I mean, he is a fire type. Yeah, you can get Will-O-Wisp or Will-O-Wisp. And Will-O-Wisp is going to be a lot more helpful in crippling physical attackers, where Toxic's going to be a whole lot more useful in taking out just big old tanks, walls. It'll eat them up a lot quicker. So, it's personal preference. Generally, though, Stealth Rocks is going to be, you know, it's my favorite choice. That's about all I have to say about Stealth Rocks. It's not necessarily better than the other two choices. I just like Stealth Rocks. But, I mean, if they run someone with Defog or Rapid Spin, they're going to be able to get rid of it. So, you know, that's the thing. But, I like those entry hazards. They're nice. They're nice. But for the last move, here's where I recommend getting in some coverage damage in the form of a rock type move, and here's where you got two choices, but they're not necessarily choices. They depend on different choices. I'll explain. You got either Ancient Power. Wow, I spelled that horribly wrong. There it is right there. I don't have to spell it. Ancient Power, which is what you're going to run if you chose to get Camerupt and make him a Mega Set, because Ancient Power, it gets boosted by Sheer Force when he Mega Evolves, because it has a 10% chance to boost your stats, and it's no longer going to do that. But more importantly, it's special attacking rock type move. And you're primarily a special attacker. So not only is it going to get a bit of a boost, not exactly sure what 30% of 60 is, it's like 18 or something. Don't quote me on that. Please don't quote me on that. I don't know, it's something. Anyways, it's gonna get a bit of a boost, but it's also going off your special attack, which is your main thing. Now, however, if you're not running a mega set and you're running Life Orb, then I recommend going with Stone Edge, because while it's not going off your special attack, it does have a whole solid 40 more power, and without the boost you're gonna get from what's it called, Sheer Force, I believe it's weaker at that point. Now I know what you're saying, it has a high critical hit ratio. Wouldn't Sheer Force negate that? Sadly, no. Sheer Force only does stuff like inflicting status to your opponent, increasing your stats, or I think that's all it does. What it does is Sheer Force basically, it negates all the good boost you would get, but it doesn't negate any of the bad one, or the negatives, like recoil damage on a move. It won't negate that. Or I don't think there's any, well, yeah, there's moves that inflict status on yourself, like Rest. Yeah, it won't negate like inflicting status on yourself or stuff like that. So it's just mainly that, or moves that drop your stats, like Leaf Storm. It won't negate that either. It only negates the positives. But hey, you're getting a power boost off of it, so you know, it's still solid. So Stone Edge, if you're going with Life Orb. Ancient Power, if you're going with Camerupt. And with that, I think we're good to go. That does it for this set. This was a more offensive one. So now we're gonna move on to the more defensive set. As far as this, it's gonna be fairly similar. You're gonna want same thing, modest. No, not quirky. You're gonna want modest or quiet. Quiet if you're on a trick room team. Modest if you're on a regular team. And the EV spread's gonna be the same. You're gonna wanna boost HP, max it. You're going to want to max special attack, and you're going to throw your extra in special defense. And you're going to be good to go. As for the ability, same thing. You're going to want solid rock and item. Here's where you got two choices again. You're going to want either Camerupt, so you can Mega Evolve, or you're going to want old lefties. Leftovers. Solid choice. Leftovers, can't go wrong with leftovers. So, as with that, that's your two choices. It, you know, it just depends on if you want to Mega or not. That's about the only decision you have to make. So, onto the moveset. We're going to start out with his stab moves again. However, his fire type stab move is going to change here. He no longer is going to want Fire Blast or Heat Wave. You're going to want Lava Plume. Just straight up Lava Plume. Now, you're asking me, why would I want Lava Plume? It is 80 base power, but it does hit all people in a double battle, including your teammate. Keep that in mind. But, you know, Heat Wave will do that without hitting my teammate. Or does it? I don't know. Don't quote me. It's been a while since I've used Heat Wave. But anyways, Heat Wave's gonna do generally the same thing, but it's got 95 base power instead of the 80 base power here. So why would you want to use Lava Plume? Let me direct you to its secondary effect. That 30% chance to burn is why we're gonna use it. Now, I know 30 doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot. Scald has the 30% chance to burn. Scald, I don't know how many times I've got to burn off Scald. I get a burn off Scald. It's a running joke with me and one of my buddies. I burn him basically every time I use Scald. It's a lot. Particularly the first time I use it. It tends to burn a lot. But enough for my random luck. 30% chance to burn is a lot higher than you think. It's gonna burn a lot of the time. And that is precisely why we want Lava Plume, because this is a bit more of a defensive set. So we want to run things that are going to be a bit more defensive, and crippling our opponents with a burn is definitely going to help our defense out. So, on to the next move. You're going to run Earth Power again, because, you know, that's his best option for ground type stab. And onto the next slot. Here's where you get, you know, the same old options you had with the other ones, such as Stealth Rock, spelled incorrectly. Stealth Rock. Why can I not spell today? Or any other day for that matter. Stealth Rock, great option, throws out some entry hazards, does extra damage to anything weak to rock type, you know. Does less damage to things that resist rock type, but hey, Stealth Rock, it's great. As long as they don't defog or rapid spin it, it's great. But you also got, I'd say Toxic as a choice, but I wouldn't really recommend Will-O-Wisp as a choice, because like I said, we're trying to burn people with Lava Plume's 30% chance to burn. So running Will-O-Wisp would really kind of negate the whole reason to run Lava Plume. So, you know, it's just, yeah, just, you know, not worth it. While running Lava Plume and Toxic, that's two different statuses we can choose to inflict. Now, we don't necessarily have a say that it's gonna definitely inflict on Lava Plume, but that 30% chance is a nice choice. Or nice chance. So, this way, you know, not only can you set up two different statuses, you also don't really sacrifice a move slot to run the two statuses, because Lava Plume's still doing plenty of damage. It's still primarily a damage inducing or damage dealing move. It just also has that chance to induce a burn. But if you want my personal preference, Stealth Rocks. I like Stealth Rocks. I just like entry hazards in general. But yeah, Stealth Rocks. But anyways, as far as the last choice, I'd go with Roar. And Roar's great because it switches opponents out. It's even better when you have Stealth Rock set up, but don't quite let Roar influence your opinion on whether you want to run Stealth Rocks or Toxic just yet, because you can Toxic someone, roar them out, Toxic the next guy, roar them out, Toxic the next guy, roar them out, and, you know, their entire team's toxic, and, you know, Camerupt might have taken a few hits in the whole process, and he might be weak. He might die in the process. You know, you'll want to keep him alive. You don't want to just mindlessly do that. But, anyways, you can get a lot of their team inflicted with a toxic. Same goes for Stealth Rocks, however. If you set up Stealth Rocks and then roar, 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 that's going to be some decent damage you're racking up on them. Because every switch out, they're going to be taking Stealth Rocks damage when they're coming in. So, that's going to be some decent residual damage you'll be racking up. And, honestly, basically, that does it for old Camerupt. That's about all your options on this set. As always, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you disliked it, then go ahead and hit that dislike button. And if you want to see when my new videos are coming out, I'd recommend you hit that subscribe button, because it lets you know when my new videos are coming out. So, thanks for watching, guys. Seriously, thanks. And I'll catch you later.